have always wanted to share this information. When I try to explain it to a client, it's so complicated. So this video is going to explain the big secret on how real estate agents are paid and what they're actually paid. I think this is going to be a big eye-opener for a lot of buyers and sellers, and it will give you a new appreciation for real estate in general, and a way for you to be able to ask a lot of questions, because we have so much information to share, and if you're paying commission, you want to get added value. Bear with me. I'm going to walk through this. I'm spelling it out in black and white and red, and I really want you to comment, ask questions if you don't understand part of it. Anyway, stick with me. I'll be right back with all the details. In any real estate transaction, you have a seller and the seller's agent, and a buyer and a buyer's agent. The seller's agent has an agreement with the seller for a commission amount. The seller's agent chooses to split with the buyer's agent. That brings a ready, willing, and able buyer. That means they're already qualified. A buyer has a mortgage ready or cash. This is really valuable to a seller because it's a real deal from the very beginning. Seller's agent has marketed their home, prepared it with the seller, advertised it, researched the title, and more. That's their job. A buyer's agent signs an agreement, just like the seller's agent signs a contract. So the buyer's agent signs an agreement with the buyer that they're going to represent them exclusively. They're going to only work with this agent, and the agent promises to work hard for them, to look out for their best interest, has a fiduciary duty to them, and creates a partnership with this contract. They also will discuss commission with the agent. How is a buyer's agent paid? Well, for as long as I can remember, the seller's agent will split their commission because the buyer's agent works hard finding this ready, willing, and able buyer. It's not like someone walks in off the street and says, I'll write an offer, great, but meanwhile, they have never even been pre-approved. They don't even have the money. It's kind of a joke not to have a buyer's agent. Anyway, this is how they're paid. The options are, in this buyer's agreement for Massachusetts, they will collect from the seller's agent as a cooperating agent. And that cooperating agent could offer 3%, 2.5%, 2%. It could be anything. If the seller's agent, or the seller is not paying a commission to the buyer's agent for bringing them a qualified buyer, this agreement will discuss what the buyer will pay their agent for their services. So here's an example of the possibilities. A seller's agent pays 2%, and your agent commission agreement is 2.5%. So the buyer would pay their agent at closing the difference of the 0.5% of the sales price. If your agent works for 2.5%, 3%, whatever, they don't go below 2.5%, you can pay them that extra 0.5% and work that out with their agent before anything happens. And buyers should know, they should understand that we're just solidifying our agreement so you know what's going on. If you decide that you really cannot pay that additional, or whatever reason, you could negotiate with your buyer's agent and say, can we agree on 2%? Which means also, if you really want a house and the seller's not paying any commission, then you owe your agent 2% of the sale price. Say you decide on 2% and 99% of the time, the sellers, especially in this area in Massachusetts, they're paying. Nothing's changed. They're still going to pay their commission to their seller's agent, and that agent is still going to split it with the buyer's agent. So even though this may sound a little scary, it's really not risky. It's actually ensuring you're agreed and comfortable with your buyer's agent, and you can work as a strong team and get your house. Now I'm going to explain how a real estate agent gets paid, and you may be shocked. My example is going to be a house priced at $500,000, just to make it easy, and this is the same for the buyer or the seller if it's an even split. The seller agreed to pay 5% total commission. Half of that will go to the seller's agent, half will go to the buyer's agent. That's 2.5%, which comes to $12,500. The check at closing is made out to the brokerage, not your agent. So me, Karen O'Brien, if I work for Coldwell Banker or Ravis or Berkshire Hathaway, the check is made out to my broker, and I bring it to the office and it gets deposited. The broker will take 5 or 6% off the top just because I'm using their name. So $750. The broker takes an administration fee, $150 to $595, whatever the broker and the agent agreed upon, or what is their policy. The broker then takes a split of 10, 20, 30, 40%. New agents tend to pay 40%, 35%. Pretty common is 30%. 30% of $12,500. Now, grant you, they do not take this out and then divide it. They take 30% of the full fee. Yes, that is called double dipping, but most brokerages do that. Though you think your agent is getting $12,000 and change for this closing, they actually take out the $750, the $595 or $450, whatever that is, less $3,750. Agent earns $7,405, less their hours. Gas at $45 a tank at least, less membership in MLS, NAR, state associations. It's about $1,000 a year. And agents also pay for their own software, marketing, lead generation, lots of fees. So they're walking away with $7,000. They are 100% self-employed. They're paying self-employment tax in addition to normal federal and state taxes. How many $7,000 sales does an agent need to make a healthy living of $90,000 to $100,000? Across the country, the average yearly income of an agent is $53,000 per year. We do not get paid too much. 7 homes per year at $500,000 will get you into that range, but you're really making probably $15,000 to $20,000 less because paying your own taxes and write-offs. Massachusetts, more $600,000 to $1.1 million are the home prices. I am very happy to share this. I worked on this kind of spreadsheet when I was starting out in this area, seeing what do I have to do to make sure I make a decent living. Your agent's income, if a house is priced and they get 2.5%, these are the common, entry-level homes. You need to make a lot of money to afford this, but the agents walk away with approximately this kind of money. So 3 houses, $30,000. They need to sell way more than 3 houses to make a decent living. Here's what I would love. I'm loving to show you. I hope everyone's still with me on this video. When I offer to work with someone and they ask me if I'll work with them, these are the things I want them to know that I will do as a buyer's agent for them. I make sure you're pre-approved and not pre-qualified. So that means you've submitted your paperwork, you're ready to go. I educate people on viewing the heart of a well-functioning home, roof to basement. It can be very detailed, especially if you're a first-time buyer. I explain what a septic system is. I explain radon. I explain a sump pump and what it's used for. I give tips on pests and termites and what to look for. And we talk about prices, list prices versus sold prices, and what to prepare for. You may see a lot of homes around $600,000 that's sold, but you need to know what it's sold for to be prepared to go shopping. If 600 is your max, all these homes sold for 7 or a 6 1/4, 650, 675. You need to be prepared for that. Number 8, writing an offer. Earnest money deposits. Do I have a typo? Time is of the essence. What exactly does that mean? And number 9, what is an appraisal gap? What is it? You've heard the terminology, but can someone explain? We can. Number 10, deadlines and the need for speed in this market. The repercussions of not being attentive to all the different touch points in your transaction. Number 11, why not to spend money before the closing? Number 12, how to handle inspections. 13, how to be reasonable in negotiations so you get what you want. 14, why you must do a walkthrough the night before closing. And 15, why you do not get your keys at the closing table in Massachusetts. The value of a really good buyer's agent is priceless, and hopefully this will help first-time buyers and multiple buyers understand what we actually do, so when you interview buyer's agents, you know what to ask them. It's a lot of detailed information, but this is the big secret that no one really understands: how real estate agents are paid, what their value is. And now you'll know what kind of questions to ask. If you just grab someone to be your buyer's agents, you don't know if they share all these information tips to you as the buyer. That's their value. It's not walking you through a paperwork transaction. It's much more before the transaction, during the transaction. It makes such a difference when you're prepared and your agent has your back. Hopefully this has helped. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on my next video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.